Good early morning. It is early. I mean, for a weekend, it's before 7. We are at the Show Me Card Expo today, the very first show of the Show Me Card Expo, and we're going to go in, get set up, and get started. So it is now Monday night. I've had some time to rest, recharge. I was absolutely exhausted yesterday. I fell asleep sitting up. So if that tells you anything, it is that card shows can take a lot out of you. I actually started that day at 6 a.m. and went all the way until past 10 because there was a great trade night after the show. But let's get into the upgrades I actually got to the setup. As you guys can see from this footage I took of my setup, my cases were upgraded ×2. We still have one that, is a normal case, but I'm hoping to get a new one soon to replace that. And we're trying to take all of the $5, $10, $20 stuff out of the cases and into their own separate boxes to only put $40, $50+ stuff into those cases. Down the line in a future show, you'll see that I have a sign that I'll be using and that I also have custom shirts I've made, all basically for the same reason of turning attention towards my tables. Just like the red tablecloths, getting that attention, bringing people in, getting them to come see me is what it's all about. That's where the sales are made. There's no way really to factor in that those make a sale, but of course they are items I believe help. Enough with the chit chat. We're going to talk about this week's pickups. And this week, I love this card being a history major. I never knew that Ted Williams was actually a manager, nor did I know his real name was Theodore Samuel Williams. But this is kind of one of those cards that got thrown in as a way to make a final deal. And it's probably a card I shouldn't have really picked up because it would take a vintage person to pick it up. And of course, the Senators are no longer a team, so it was kind of cool. So I thought, hey, this is cool. Let's go ahead and grab it. It might take a while to sell kind of thing. I don't do a lot of vintage, even though I love the old school guys and I'm PCing Hall of Fame players, but it is what it is. That is just not my favorite pickup from this weekend, but it's still cool nonetheless. Got a Jamal Charles. We'll consider it a rookie autograph back when Upper Deck actually had the rights to have football players signed for them. Nowadays it's Hit and Sage and things like that. And the products honestly don't look too bad. That also, of course, includes Leaf. Although in the top two quarterbacks only really signed for that, and they don't have any autographs in Panini, it doesn't help. But you're not hearing complaints from me because I'm sure stuff would be much more expensive. So that'll be a cool one to maybe try to get rid of in Arkansas next weekend. And by the time you guys see it, this video will actually be in Arkansas setting up for this show. But that will be a one that might sell down there. I'll probably put a 20 or a 25 on that, just because he's a Chief and we're close to, honestly, we're like 4 hours from Dallas at that show. This party came from a college Mahomes trade, really. It was a Sage or a Hit. I had like $10 or $12 into. Purdy, I think, is a guy who can go late into the playoffs. This very well could be his big rookie that people know him for. The rated rookie is already pretty prominent, just like how Topps rookie cards are prominent for those types of players, even if we have a Series 1, 2, and an update. This Kelsey was a nice one to pick up. I got this one in a trade. I thought these were going for more than they were, but I should have checked the surface, the edges, the corners, things like that when I traded for it. Nonetheless, Kelsey's probably a guy I should stop picking up as much just because he's starting to die down. We've lost 2 in a row. Unfortunately, the offense just can't seem to get clicking right now. The defense didn't look great. And we have an easy-ish schedule on the way towards the end of the season with 4 games left to go. But losing 5 games in a season is not exactly what I expected. So hopefully we can kind of get deep-ish into the playoffs. But honestly, this year I don't see big things happening for us. So that's one that's kind of cool. This Mahomes was another one that was just a low-end Mahomes pickup. It's a rookie. It's a 9. What kills it is the Texas Tech uniform he's wearing. Another card I might be able to get rid of in Arkansas. Nonetheless, it is just a cheap rookie, and that might be able to draw some people who just can't afford that rated rookie or that flagship card that most people want, and desire. I've started trying to get a little bit more into baseball. I've picked up quite a few Nolan Gormans. I want to try to pick up some Walkers. I tried to pick one up this weekend, and taking, the 80% or whatever people tend to do at shows. I know some people do as low as 60. Some people do 70. I tried to do 70 to 80. They wouldn't bite at 80, and it was unfortunate that I couldn't pick it up, but it was still a cool card. This one, however, surprisingly is worth a lot less than I thought, and I need to change my sticker. This is a Paul Goldschmidt auto relic around the diamond, and this is a card I did not know even existed. It was very cool. It just came up to me to show. Not numbered, but an awesome card nonetheless. And that one will, I think, kind of move as we get towards baseball season. This one is an interesting one to say the least. It is numbered 210. It is a Pierre Strong Jr., who's the running back for the Patriots, and obviously they're having a very rough season. And a Tyquan Thornton auto with some honestly pretty nice patches, that top one included. This was a really just simple trade for Marquise Brown, RPA had from Gold Standard. Nothing special about it. It was numbered to like $2 or $3.99. So this was just made sense. It was honestly trading for 2 players on a bad team for 1 player on a bad team. And I'm sure somebody will pick that up from me. And I hardly had anything into the Marquise Brown. This is a card I've kind of wanted for a while. And while I'd love to PC it right now, I just don't know where it would fit into my PC for Hall of Famers who actually played the sport of baseball. I'm not collecting the umpires, the managers who didn't play, things like that. I mean, this is a sick card. I grabbed it off a group of guys that are really just passionate and into the hobby and know what they're doing. And I respect the heck out of them because it's basically like they live and breathe the hobby, and they're always doing great things for it. It's a beautiful card. They constantly sell for 50. I got it for 40. I might slap a 60 on it next show and see what happens. If it doesn't sell, I'm not going to throw a fit about it, honestly, because it's just such a nice card. I've owned one Michael Jordan 4 card before, but it was like a quarter of this relic here. And just truth be told, this one just looks cleaner and better and just like a decent card. It looks more high-end to me. And that's an SP Authentic, which was an Upper Deck product as well. So that's very cool. Last card is one I'm probably going to have to sit on until next season, and that's fine. We don't know if Mac Jones is going to be a starter next season or a bench warmer. Right now I'm thinking he'll be a backup, while Fields will probably get traded to be a starter at another team where he can hopefully work within a system where he has weapons and they allow him to use his legs. I personally think that if he were allowed to use his legs, he'd be a better quarterback, but of course he's not going to always be able to use his legs. At some point, he's got to become a pocket passer. We've kind of seen the Mahomes trend of running a lot into becoming a pocket passer, or Lamar Jackson is also going to have to become that guy at some point. Excuse me for messing that up. But this was a really simple trade. That's numbered to 30, and that's just low end. I mean, it's like a $10, $15 card. I traded it for a $10 pack of Optic that I got for my LCS on Black Friday. So I'll wait, like I said, until next season to probably list this. I'll probably hold it, and this will be my first actual card I've traded for or bought to hold on purpose. So we'll see what comes of that. Lastly, as you guys know, as these videos wrap up, I always like to go into what happened at the show and what did well. So we had a few things that didn't do as well as I thought they would do, which is Plinko and our bargain boxes. Plinko, I've started to put out an auto or relic on every single color. There are 4 colors, so I've put one out on every single one. That way you're not just getting a $2 rookie or anything like that. You're basically getting your money back on those autos, relics. They're going to be guys you've heard of, and they're not going to be, guys you haven't. And if they are, I try to stack 2 or 3 of those on top of each other. I'll do some packs every now and again. I've done a autographed helmet in the past, and those are pretty fun to do. But those both right there did less than 1% of my sales, obviously. Mystery packs didn't do a ton, which is fine. I think in Arkansas, they generally seem to do better. Kansas City, they do phenomenal. But it's those bigger shows where they really do well. And if it wasn't for that 100 at the end, they would not have done a lot. Those did about 10% of my sales, with those being Curry rookie packs and this being a mixture where we actually had our Ohtani PSA 9 that I hid in these packs pulled. Every now and again, I put something extra in there, like an extra low-end Mahomes in our Mahomes rookie mystery packs, just to let people know that there's kind of Easter eggs hidden in there. The $5, $10, and $20 boxes did slightly better than I thought they would. People took the time to really dig through them when they had the time, and I feel like it's good for those set collectors who collect the pin cards and things like that. I don't hear a lot about collectors trying to get every auto or relic in a set or do a master build of a certain set, but that did $85 or 7%. The case overall did about $1,100 or 83%. So not too terrible in the cases, and that's kind of the way I want to lean. I want the cases to do the most. I normally get 2 tables, which does leave room for other things. We obviously have to fill that space with other things, and so that's why I bring the mysteries, the bargains, and the things like that. But that is the wrap up, guys. That is how the show went in Springfield. It was a fun show. It was a great show. I know they're looking to upgrade the venue. I know they want to get more tables in, more people in. I know they want to do a 2-day show instead of a 1-day show. And I just have to give hats off to the guys who ran it. They did a phenomenal job, and I'm very proud of them for becoming collectors, from collectors to guys who set up at shows, to guys who set up at shows, to guys who are running a show. They did an excellent job. You could tell the thought was there, and I don't have anything, honestly, to critique. They know what they need to work on when it comes to a bigger venue or things like that, and they are just already brainstorming that next thing. So I'm super happy for them and proud of them. But the next time you guys see me, I will be in Bentonville for a 2-day show just days before Christmas. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I want to do a giveaway here soon when we reach our next milestone. And I'm thinking maybe a box of this year's Donruss football where you can chase a downtown. So let me know what you think about that. I will talk to you all later.